Oh, boy. Steven Jackson had some thoughts last night. Take a listen.
What do you guys make of athletes today's game? You know, people like Anthony Davis or Kyrie who essentially hold franchises kind of hostage by demanding their way out. Or
I would be the first to say these guys these days, they're spoiled. A lot of them are spoiled. And I was talking to one of the Hall of Fame football coach, and he said one thing he see about basketball from the outside looking in, more players today are interested in what the game could do for them. They don't actually love the game like we did.
Scottie, you just spent 3 days in Charlotte with Steven Jackson. Does he have a point there, or is this a little bit like generational?
Well, I think he does have a point, but I think he has to realize that the game has evolved so much from the days that we played. Owners have gotten richer. They put more invested into their teams, into building their facilities. They're doing things now to entice players, whether it's through their medical staff or, you know, their training facility or whatever. So I don't want to say that the players are spoiled, but they are reaping the benefits that the other great players ahead of them set out for them. So it's just, from the outside looking in, yeah, it does look like that they're spoiled. They come to practice for breakfast, they eat lunch before they go home, and they can take dinner home with them. So it's great, but I just think that, you know, they're just reaping the benefits, and I appreciate what the teams are doing for the other players, because a lot of the players come in, as we say, like high school players. They're young. They're not used to preparing meals for themselves. So when they get put in those situations, then it's a great situation for them. I'm happy for the players as well as the organization.
To your point, I mean, teams started feeding them everywhere because they wanted them to eat better and stop eating fast food. Did you come in, did you have charters the whole time you were in, or did you fly commercial at the beginning of your career?
I did a few commercial years, but we got
eventually moved to charters.
Number one, Steven Jackson's jealous of Don Nelson. number two, Steven Jackson at one time, and
My experience with Steven Jackson is he doesn't need to be jealous of Don Nelson, but continue.
It's Friday. Number two, in terms of holding teams hostage or whatever, I just want to point out, and I love Stack Jack, that he at one time demanded a trade from the Warriors and got it. And number three, he's get off my lawn. You know, now he's joined. He's officially old now. That he can, you know, because back when he was going on, there was guys from the 80s going, "Oh, these guys are all spoiled today," you know, blah blah blah. So
I mean, that's the thing. I asked these guys. Yes, there you go. Look, this is every generation. To your point, right? And we heard guys, Scottie. We heard the guys before you talking about how spoiled you guys were, right? They get their own planes. They do whatever. All of that stuff, being run around like rock stars. So, you know, it does happen. And by the way, the kids of today, I guarantee you they'll be sitting around 20 years from now saying the same thing. So there we go.